Thank you everybody for being here today. I would also like to say thank you to Gabriel for the invitation, and of course the guys from Sutermag, Milos and Luis, for giving me the opportunity to be a part of the remarkable work called Shooter Magazine. Well, just a minute please, because we don't have music. Now it's better. Okay. The reason that I'm here today, it's the same reason you're here today. It's about photography. For me, photography is a language without a voice, a language that comes from your soul, conveys your thoughts, and expresses the way you see the world. And in this language, I'm going to talk to you today. First of all, I would like to remind you that the word photography is based on the Greek word phos, meaning light, and graphi, meaning drawing or writing, together meaning drawing with light. So, there are many kinds and styles of photography: landscapes, nature, portraits, stay still, commercial, fashion photography, and of course, my favorite, kind of street photography. I prefer and love this kind of street photography because it makes me see and actually live life in the streets. I have to admit that I don't have any special knowledge about photography. I don't even know how to edit a photograph, let's say in Photoshop. I only use a little bit Snapseed on my iPhone. And until recently, I didn't even own a camera. However, I do have the confidence that my passion for street photography, along with practice, concentration, and patience, will finally help me improve my skills and develop my work. We see light, faces, composition, and forms. They are all part of the recipe, but they are not the reason why you click the shutter button. The reason is that through your lens of your camera or your mobile phone, you can see the world from different angles. We all take photographs, and we all sometimes have the opportunity and the privilege to capture a special moment. I call it privilege because capturing the moment is something that can last forever. Right now, we'll capture the moment, so it will be mine forever. Okay, I will have this picture forever. So, we're talking about life in the streets. Okay, capturing life in the streets means having to deal with time, because you have to quickly notice and consider the various detailed elements and human factors that could affect the result. You must then determine which of the elements are to be included or excluded from the frame. That's why this kind of street photography is a passion for me. No posing or setting up shot, just capturing the speed of life. Speed factor, so the speed factor is an important and key element which makes this type of photography difficult to practice, but it's also what makes the result so valuable, because once you miss the click, there is no way in turning back to that moment. A moment that is full of real spontaneous feelings like happiness, sadness, maybe loneliness, a laugh, or a cry, and so many other feelings that only the human factor can confer in this range. Life in the street started way back in the history of photography. when photographers who were tired of studio work took the cameras out into the living world to capture life as it happened in front of their lenses. I'm sure that everyone has at least one street photograph in his or her library. Moreover, in my opinion, always in my opinion, it's the best practice a photographer can perform in order to ameliorate his or her skills, regardless of the type of photography, even if it is commercial, fashion, photojournalism, wedding, or fine art photography. So, let me now share with you the reasons that I have chosen and prefer this kind of photography. First of all, finding unique moments which tell a story is what really excites me. This could be a joke between old friends, a goodbye kiss between lovers, or an embrace of a parent and child. These are the moments that stand out in pictures. The second one is timing. For example, let's say you are about to capture a face, a portrait. You should check out the light, the shape of the face, sometimes the background, and so many other parameters that in order to have a good result. In that case, my personal opinion is that the best reason to capture a face is the expression of the face. This is an element that you can only find in the streets. You can't force someone to give you an expression the right moment. It would be natural. You can't force someone to do that. And it would be real. Think also of other kinds of photography, like when you're about to capture a landscape. In that case, you have plenty of time to prepare your shot and many opportunities to get the right angle or the right lighting for the final result. Unlike in street photography, in kind of street photography, where you have only one shot, as I said before. That's why timing is the key in capturing a real moment. The third one is the background, which also includes the framing. I think that it is up to you to decide how your picture will look. A poorly composed photography may leave your viewers unsure of where or what to look at. For example, I'll give you a tip that it works for me sometimes. When a picture contains a strong line, it's almost impossible for the eye not to follow it. Lines exist everywhere, in the form of walls, fences, roads, buildings, or telephone wires. So it would be a good idea to have one or some of these in your background. Don't just concentrate on your subject. Look at what's happening in the background too. It's very important. You can use it to make your picture pass on a specific message. It all depends on whether the background is part of the story you are trying to tell with the photo. So telling a story, timing, and background are three important factors to keep in mind for a successful result in this kind of photography. After that comes the question, color or black and white? Personally, I don't use black and white. I use this kind of tone. I think for me it's better. I like it. I don't believe that life in the street is meant to be shown in either black or white or color. There are cases in which black and white is more appropriate and cases in which color is better. It's up to you to decide. Both of them have advantages and disadvantages. In natural color pictures, you have the advantage of focusing on fancy color and make the difference in a spot. Alternatively, in monochrome pictures, you have the advantage of hiding an imperfection. There is nothing more classic and nostalgic than black and white, I know that. Black and white remind us our past, but is also timeless, simple, and sometimes dramatic. Color, on the other hand, has a different feel. It makes things come to life, feel more real and vivid. Not only that, but when you're shooting in color, you can use a variety of hues and tones that black and white cannot do this. Color also allows you to highlight certain elements in a picture, which sometimes grabs your attentions. A specific color, let's say red or blue, something like that. It has richer dynamic range. We all have different reasons why we photograph. Maybe historical, personal, or social economic reasons. Some of us want our photos to affect people on an emotional level and have others consider their life. Some of us shoot for ourselves, for the challenge, and to release stress from everyday existence. And some of us want our photos to be a record of our society, to show to our future grandchildren, let's say. What is important is that nowadays most photographers tend to photograph people and society around us. I think it's better than just shooting pretty flowers or sunsets. A great photo is full of energy, excitement, and life. Everyday life scenes that you can only find in the street. Life in the streets. I really love your country. I've been here several times. Most of my pictures today are from Barcelona. I think we are the same. You're like Greek. Concluding, I would like to say many thanks to my wife Kyriaki for her love, encouragement, and support. She really helped me, and she's the one that pushed me to do what I'm doing now and to be here with you today. She couldn't be here with us tonight because she's expecting our first child back home. Next time she will be with me. Thank you all for your time and your attention.